Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
How we coming, Jan, on our water meter reading and, you know, with the bills and all?
We got, I'm doing baby steps. We did get and I apologize to everybody, and I was told that it was June's bill that didn't go out in July. And as working with the residents of Fromberg and stuff, it's really the July bill that was not sent out at all. So I apologize for the incorrectness of the letter, but it was still a bill that was not paid, was not produced produced or paid or nothing. So that was in the bill of last month's, and I'm working on the delinquent status, and the ones that I'm working on are the ones that are so large that the amount from July's last billing wouldn't even, I mean, I took that off of all the past due amounts, and it's so much more that they are. So they're going to be going out tomorrow.
The notices?
They are stamped on. I got a stamp. I give them till the 10th of May to catch up, because they're pretty big. 10th of May to get them all caught up. I was going to ask Hope if we could get a letter drawn up, so if they want to make payments, as far as if they want to do half, and then say they're going to come in. I just don't want to be like it is now. Yes, I'm going to come in and I'll pay this much and I'll be back in a week and never show up, or back again. So that I want something in writing, so that when they don't make that second payment to catch it all up, or make the payments they're supposed to catch it all up, that we can go ahead and turn off their water on that date without legal.
Well, I think you can turn it off now as long as you give them notice.
So
If they're that bad done.
So I know I can give them 30 days or whatever, 2 weeks or whatever it is, but I'm giving them until the 10th, because like I said, they're extensive. And so at least they have a month, a little over a month, to come up with the money. If not, by the 10th of May, they will be turned off. And then with that part, there's some that are empty lots that they are still, because they have the access to the water and sewer, they are still charged, but they're not paying. So if they're not paid up by that amount, then it will be turned over to Hope and for liens on the properties.
No,
Yeah,
it
we'll
won't be
get-
turned.
It'll be over to Jackie.
Yes, we'll turn it over to Jackie,
and
and
stuff.
we will file a lien on the
And
properties.
file on the land, so.
On the ones that
It'll
own
be
their
to some
properties.
legal extent.
No, I'll walk you through it. There's
So-
a statute, right?
Yeah, and I just want to do it legally so that nobody can come back and say,
I'll work with you.
So, but I just want to make sure they did that, but we need to get some of those to take care of that are really up there, so
Sure.
that we don't have somebody selling their property and we have no way to get reimbursed for that amount.
Ooh.
And I know it's supposed to follow the landowners, but I can't see charging somebody that just bought a property another, whatever it is, to.
$1,200 or 13 or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's something the seller has to reveal to the buyer,
Mhm.
okay, so that the buyer's.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that everything's legal when I do this and stuff like that.
Are you talking water bills over 10 grand?
Not 10, but,
Oh, say over 500.
oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm saying, there's some of them that, I made sure that the past due was not, that was included. I figured $140 a month, that's including your water usage for 4 months, and then anything above that
Okay.
is, subject
And
to.
you've got some high bills on the fill station too, don't you?
I don't know, because I have not gotten that far. That's another thing, the bulk water.
Okay.
Some of them are paid, but some of them aren't,
Okay.
and they were never keeping track of. So I sent out with one of my bills, as you owe this amount, and I got people go, oh no, I paid it. So I have to go through and that's going to be a lot of research. Just go through
Okay.
and see who deposited, who made the payments and all that stuff, and then put it all together and then say, this is how much you owe. So.
One other thing, Jan, would you explain to everybody how the process works for those people that came in and paid their water bill in July? And then, and now they're, how does that work?
How that works, so you never, so the bills didn't go out in July, and people came in good faith and paid the same amount that they usually pay every month. So, since there was nothing generated in the system, and if you had a zero balance and you paid, the system would give you a credit. So if you paid $130 in good faith for your July bill, and I call it your water account savings because it's just sitting there and it's just waiting to be applied to something. So in August, when you get your new bill, it'll say your current charges are $150. So they take that credit and apply that $130 to that $150 and say you only owe $20. So then you pay the bill of $20 and your credit is all gone. If you paid $160 and your bill was $150, you would have a credit of $10, and that $10 would be applied to your September bill, and then it would be $10 less than of your total charges, and it keeps going that away. So you never really get a credit; it is always used up on your
Following bill.
following bills.
Right.
So unless you pay and you really pay attention, that current amount, that's what you pay.
Right.
And so in that way, that would
And
keep
we
that
have a
credit.
record of what we sent out as far as bills, right?
And stuff, yes, and I
So
have the
you can-
transaction and
yeah.
stuff, and if you take a look at the transaction list, and when I print them out for them, it'll have it'll go June, it'll go charge, receipt. So if you have March charge, and then you paid it in March, it'll have a receipt, and then it goes on. But in July, there is no charge in July
Right.
whatsoever. So if you paid, it'll have a receipt, and it'll have you a great
The
big
double
credit.
receipt.
A double receipt, and a great big payment as a credit.
And that's easy to explain
Yeah.
to pretty much anybody
Everybody, and
that's not
pretty,
liquored up.
pretty much.
Somebody that will actually listen.
Jan, now I got a printout,
Okay,
and I got every single one of my payments and my checks, and I correlated them all with this, but there's a discrepancy on your printout that doesn't show on some of the stuff here.
She's actually paid every single month,
Right,
including
for that
July.
year.
And the deal is, in August, she was never sent a receipt.
Exactly.
And her check she has her
I
canceled
have
check.
all my checks.
I'll have to take a look at the
I
transaction
have
list
all
and
my
everything.
canceled checks also, and I have all of my bill cards, except for July.
No, she has
I
one
have
for
them all.
July, and it's printed on her deal.
Some of us have every single month, we pay
Yes.
every single month.
Exactly.
You've got a card,
have a
a
receipt.
utility bill card that says
And a
July.
check.
Have a receipt.
They have the receipt. Yeah, but you paid the July bill, and you got a receipt as in
But
good faith.
even when we didn't get a bill, we
And-
still paid.
And
the
then
same
that
amount.
money went toward your August.
That's right, but if you pay every single month, so you pay 12 months,
Okay,
and
You know what
you don't
you
get a
pay
bill
every
for
month.
1 month, but now you get that bill,
If
But
that was
you
the case,
pay.
you'd have a credit balance and you
Right.
don't.
and it doesn't
Right.
show it, and but we have receipts showing that we paid, it was never
Yes.
entered into
Yeah.
into the records.
Yes, it
Yes.
was never entered in,
That's right.
her August receipt was never entered in, but her canceled check.
do you have your transaction?
Matches
Well,
list?
those
up.
are
Exactly.
Do
individual
you have a
cases
transaction list?
are probably the rarest.
No, I don't know how to put it.
Because when you transaction,
Where'd that money
if you
go?
take a look at your transaction, you take your transaction list that you have, and it says a charge, you won't have a charge, but you'll have receipt, and you'll have a whole bunch of
Yeah.
credits.
Right.
She has receipt except for the
But
one.
if that credit will go
But
towards your
if
August
you
bill.
don't enter it in there, then
They're
there's no
all
credit.
there.
The thing
So-
is, it never got entered into the computer.
They give her a receipt and didn't mark it as paid.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
well,
That's what we're saying, so you're showing that we owe,
It did.
when we
Somebody
shouldn't,
with the
because
system is
we
not
have
working
receipts,
Right.
Say-
but then
but
it
I
never
have
got
to pull up
into
your
the computer.
account and stuff
Right.
like that, and then go one by one, because
Right.
that's the way.
And
And that's
that's-
why I said, and then if there's any discrepancies, any errors, we'll fix them, but we,
You have to do
You have to
it.
take it
But
one
have to
at
do
a
it
time.
One at a time, and you have to
Yep.
be able to sit, so she can sit down and go through
Right.
it, and
And
look at the
that's
history and
what we
and
plan
show
to
you
do.
where it is.
So the recommendation would be that individuals that have these issues need to come in.
yes, and then
And
the
they
transaction
actually
And
let
list.
that's
they
what's
need to-
causing some of the people to be
Right.
angry.
But
Is
see, we
because
got-
they know they've got all their canceled checks.
They have
They
to
bring
bring
it
it
to
in.
City
Well,
Hall.
they-
Because we got
come
one
in
that
and
showed
talk
0, we got
Those
one that
angry
showed 60,
people, have
but
they
then we
been to
got a
City
receipt
Hall
that
yet?
shows we paid
Well, I don't think
$130.
I mean, you know, generally you
But I
call
can-
or whatever, but it's like, really, I'm
Right.
getting a
She
bill
has to
and I've
come
got
in
on my
and
just-
cancel
and
check, you
sit down,
know?
go through.
Yep.
I mean,
Because I think it
it's
was
They need to come
frustrating.
out and talk
Mr.
to
Edwards.
Well, and that's why I got mad at my wife.
It needs
She
to
pays
be
cash, that's why I
reconciled.
Yeah.
And stuff.
And it has to be individual.
They can sit there and be mad forever if they don't do something to remedy the situation by coming up and talking to Jan.
Right.
It's hard to feel sorry for them.
You
And
just
when
gotta
I
set
was
Yeah,
things
but I
just-
mean, in
up.
the same token, if you get overbilled, it makes everybody angry.
Everybody's been there.
But according to her book, she's right.
You're
She
right,
needs
but
to
it,
see yours
for a
to
lot
go
of
with it.
people,
Right.
and I've listened to them, it causes a lot of ill feelings, a lot of high blood
Then come up
pressure.
to the city
And a
hall
lot
and
of
take care of it.
time, their time to come when the problem laid in the town hall. And that's how they
It's
feel.
not Jan's
I'm not
fault.
saying
I
about
know
me,
that.
I'm saying how the public feels.
It's not Jan's fault, but the whole deal is it's a deal that was never dealt with to begin with. So-
But still, you have two separate figures that need to be reconciled, so they need to bring the records in to go with this, and quit.
Then
What
put
I
a
was
note up,
saying.
put a big note up in the post office or
Exactly.
somewhere.
The thing
You
what
know,
she did is
that
she didn't
needs
get-
to be done.
send
That-
out
that-
bills, so she didn't enter.
That there is a
Yeah, we sent
possibility
one
What
out.
that
happened is there's
somebody
nothing
was
in
double.
there,
sent
that-
a
in
note
the
out.
computer system is
We
saying July
sent a
bill.
note out.
She didn't.
With
Yes,
every bill.
yes,
The
it
bill
was
that gets sent out.
everybody needs to
I'm
pay
thinking
for
she
the
didn't
month
think
of
about
June
the
and
people that
this,
did
and it
come in.
And
wasn't,
if you
down
have an
and enter it in the
issue,
computer.
come see Jan.
yes, but it
Because
Right.
I've
was,
got a lot of them that did, and then there's a lot of them that say
it
July's
was
receipt.
more of the
Yeah.
deal
So-
that we're right and you guys, instead of saying, there is a possibility.
That's
And when
what
you're
they
not
need to do.
sent a deal like this, Dave, when you, the whole bill comes on one lump sum and
That's
it's
the
not
only way we can do
separated
it.
out, that's a problem.
That's the only way that
I understand that was the
That's-
only way, but it should have been sat down and these should have been sent out with them, so people could have seen it, because it just creates anger.
Well, I think a lot of people also, because I've talked to a lot of them, don't realize that when you get your bill, say, now you'll get your bill the first of tomorrow,
went-
the next day.
they went out.
Today.
Yeah.
Today.
It's for the previous month.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, it's for
Yes.
March. It'll
That's
tell
what I
you.
mean,
Yeah,
this
well,
is
that
April,
is,
March.
but it'll tell you that where it was last read, and then it'll say previous read and this month's read. And so it tells you the dates that are read on it.
Right,
So it tells you what, just like any other bill, it tells you that your bill is going from this amount, from this date to this date.
mhm,
And it'll tell you the water usage. It tells you the current charges, it tells you the past due charges, and it tells you the balance. The balance is, if you have a credit, it'll take that off of your bill and it'll tell you you owe less than what your current charges are.
right.
Let me just state that we understood as a council that we were gonna take some heat over this situation.
No, I understand.
And we would love no more than to say, okay, forget it. But we've also taken an oath to take care of the town of Fromberg.
I get
And we
that.
need those funds to do that because there's a lot of stuff coming up that we need to address.
We all
We
get,
can't just write it off.
we all get that. But the ill is the issue could have been dealt a long time ago when Jerry first brought it up. And he brought it up at a council meeting.
Right,
And
that
it
was
was
in
not,
September.
yes, and
And-
had it happened in September, you would not have taken the heat you are taking today.
And we had to do a
And-
ton of reports, and so we ran out exceptions reports, which we found that it was not billed in July at the exception report that we ran out at the end of October. Since then, the council has had to go through papers, we've had to look at different things, we've had to get legal counsel to see where we're going.
We're training a
And
new employee.
Training new employees, and then the council had, last month, had to come and make a decision on what they wanted to do, and that's exactly what we did. We didn't just,
And
didn't put-
We
just.
apologize. I
Didn't
mean,
just
I apologize
leave it
for
rolling down
anybody
the,
that's
kicking the
in
can down the road until
ill-
we're going,
ill will.
oh, well, we need that money. No, we don't do that. We're trying to get it right so we can go forward with everything in place and have it done properly. And that's what we're working so hard at doing.
May I
And
say something?
I hope that people appreciate what Jeremy and Jan are doing, and the council.
The software company, had to take some time too to figure out the best way to do it. We could have probably done it, more exact and stuff like that, but it would have been another 3 to 6 months to get all those programs put together so that we could do that. Or could have sent me another, another 2-3 weeks to get them put in, to get everything put in exactly right and writing, you know, this is how much you owe for this month, this is how much you owe for, and stuff like that. And it would have taken another week or so before those bills got out to make everything streamlined and exact the way everybody needed it. And that was not an issue, that was not, it needed to be out and dealt with right away. And that was the best way we could do that at that time without taking another 2 to 3 months, 2 weeks to 3 months of time to figure it out. And I figure you guys would rather have the bill now instead of a year from the bill when they go from in July or August
Well, we need the revenue.
and stuff, so, yes. Yes.
I'd just like to make a comment about the letter that did come out, and I do need to pay I didn't pay my bill in July, so I'm one of the people that's gonna be paying it before the deadline, I forgot what it was.
June, the
June
end of
1st.
June. June, end of June.
Yeah.
End of June, okay. However, the way it read, the tone that was in it was almost a threatening kind of tone. To me, I took it that way. I took the wording that way. Now, I know I have to pay that. But think of the person who says, I know I walked in, even though I didn't have a bill, I walked in with my check to pay that bill, and now I'm being threatened to pay a bill that I know I paid. And I don't know if I was understanding right, but were we trying to say that there was possibly payments that came in and because there was not a bill associated with them did not get entered in the computer?
As far as I can see, the ones that have come, they have paid, it was entered in the system, and was a credit to your account. As, and there could be exceptions and all that stuff. I'm not saying there isn't, I'm just saying the ones that have come in, we have found where everything matched and that it's gone forward and that bill was not in the system and you were a credit, but that credit was used up on the following bill. And the following bill.
Well, I just wanted you guys to
And I
understand that if somebody
apologize.
had paid it and had the proof that
I
they
apologize,
had
that's
got
not
that
my
letter, that
intention on that letter.
they might feel a little bit.
Elton?
I've got a question here. I'm a little confused, but by your presentation, it seemed that you were saying that the credit will not be used until August of this coming year. In other words, it's not going to show up on their bill until.
No, it was used the following month. So you didn't get a bill in July, but in August, the next billing, it came and used that credit. So you
You're
didn't get
using
bill
that
in June.
example, or are you saying that the credit for the bill that was paid in July but wasn't billed will show up in the coming August, or are you just using that as an example of any month?
Any month, if you have a credit, no
Okay.
matter what month it is, it's
So
a
the
credit.
month after is
The
not
month
shown.
after
We
it's going to
use
be
the
a-
month after.
It's
Okay.
the month after, it's going to be applied to the
current charges.
the current charges, the full charges, and leave you a smaller balance to pay. And
Okay, so
it's-
the next month it will show up as a credit paid,
So, yeah,
paid with a credit, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right, if you pay your current charges and not where it says, like my billing in August said, current charges, $142. Balance owed, $23. I paid the current charges.
Well, I see what you're saying, that's
no,
fine.
it's any month, it's
So
any
anybody
month, that's how it runs.
anybody out there who said they didn't, they were overbilled, the next month they'll know for sure
Yes, because it'll
if
take
their
that.
credit was applied,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
Well, Jan, one thing I would say is if you're taking some unsavory comments from the public, just let that roll off your back because it's not personal.
I understand.
And
It's tough, though.
don't let people tear you down. Really.
It's tough, no.
I mean, when we interviewed you, we told you, we got some people in town here that really would rather be mean than nice.
Well,
And
I
I
look
would
at-
encourage you just to
I'm on 10
Smile.
strong.
Just smile and keep going.
And there's days I threaten about not coming back and all that stuff, but I also think, well, you're gonna have to pry my dead hands off the computer in my seat, so guess what?
Don't take it personal.
So they're gonna have to put up with me for a while.
Good.
Any other discussion? Okay, thank you, Jen.